Hi, this is Heidi from Snappy Tots. Thanks for joining me to make some spring washcloths. We're going to start with the chick version, and you'll need an H crochet hook and some orange yarn and some yellow yarn to make him. And it depends on what you're going to make, whether you need cotton yarn or acrylic. If you're going to make it as a washcloth, you'll want the cotton because it's absorbent. Okay, with an H hook and our orange yarn, we're going to chain 22. We're going to be working 2 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. I like to give it just a little bit of a tug to make that first chain a little snug before I do the 2 single crochets. And the reason for that is sometimes my chains end up just a little loopy. And so when I want just a nice clean edge, hopefully that's not confusing. If it is, forget what I've said and just work 2 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. Then you're going to work a single crochet in each chain across until you have 1 chain left, and then we're going to work another increase. So we're going to work 2 single crochets in that last chain, and we're going to have a total of 23 stitches on this row. At the end of this row, we're ready for step number 2. We're going to chain 2 and turn and work an increase of 2 half double crochets in the same stitch as our turning chain. And then we're going to do a stitch pattern that I really like. It adds a cute texture. So work 2 half double crochets in that same stitch as our turning chain. There's 1 and 2. And we're going to work a single crochet in the next stitch. And then we're going to work a triple crochet or a treble crochet, whichever you call it, in the next stitch. And then we're going to keep repeating those 2 stitches. So do a single crochet and then a triple. So work a single crochet in the next one. And I've tried to work these triples a little bit slower. So basically what you're going to do is it's similar to a double crochet, but we yarn over twice. So yarn over twice, insert our hook and pull up a loop, and then we'll pull through 2 loops and then 2 loops again and again. And there's a triple is made. And this should push a bump to the opposite side of your piece, as you can see there. So just keep repeating those 2 stitches. And each of these stitches go into their own stitch. So we're not increasing anymore. We're doing a single crochet in 1 stitch. Then in the next stitch, we're working a treble crochet. And triple and treble, they refer to the same stitch. And when you have 2 stitches left, you're going to work a single crochet in the second to last stitch and then 2 half doubles in the last. For step number 4, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. We're going to chain 2 and turn and work 2 half double crochets in that first stitch. And then in the next one, we're going to work a triple crochet and then a single crochet in the next. So I've just flipped which one we're starting with. And this is so the bumps will be staggered when you look at them. So just keep repeating that across. And then when you get to the end of the row, when you have 2 stitches left, you're going to work a treble crochet in the second to last stitch, and then 2 half double crochets in the end. And we should have 29 stitches when you're done with this row. Now on step number 5, It's very similar to this, but please note that in the pattern, it does not have you working an increase in the beginning and the end. You just work a half double crochet in the same stitch and then work the repeat and then a half double crochet in the end stitch. So you should keep your 29 stitches. Step number 6, this is our last row of orange. We're going to chain 1, turn, work a single crochet in each stitch across. We're ready to change our yarn color, and so we'll finish off the orange, leave a couple inches of tail so that you can weave that in later, and switch to yellow if you're doing the chicken. We're going to chain 2, turn, and work a half double crochet in that same stitch. And I like to work over my tails for a couple of stitches just to kind of hold them in place, kind of give them a little bit of a tug to make sure they're nice and snug there. We're going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to work 2 stitches. We're going to work a single crochet and a double crochet. And then that's our repeat. We're just going to keep repeating to the end of the row, skip a stitch, then work a single crochet and a double crochet in the next stitch. We just keep working that straight across. We're going to actually repeat this for a total of 10 rows. So just keep with that same color, chain 2, turn, work that same pattern across. You should now be on step number 17, and we're going to start decreasing for the top section. We're going to work chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet in each stitch across until you have 2 stitches left, and then work another decrease and single crochet 2 together in those last 2 stitches. So when you're done with this row, you should have 27 stitches. And then the next row, we're going to chain 1, turn, and single crochet in each stitch across. And after you've done that, you're going to repeat those 2 rows again. So you're going to do a decrease row, which is chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together, single crochet in each stitch until 2 stitches remain, and single crochet 2 together. You should now have 13 stitches. We're ready for step number 24. We're going to chain 1 and turn and single crochet 2 together. And then we're going to work half double crochet in the next 9 stitches. And this is going to help round out the top a little bit more. And then you're going to single crochet the last 2 together. So when you're done with this row, you should have 11 stitches. Okay, step 25 is pretty much the same thing. Chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together, half double crochet in the next 7, and then single crochet 2 together for a total of 9 stitches at the end of the row. Now we're ready to add the little top feathers at the top. So we're going to chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together, single crochet in the next one, and then we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 5, slip stitch in that same stitch. We're going to slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 7, and slip stitch in that same stitch. slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 5, slip stitch in that same stitch, and single crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet the last 2 together. And that finishes off our chicken. You just cut the tail and weave that in. For the face, I used a yarn needle and some orange yarn to stitch the beak, and then use a sewing needle and black thread to stitch the 2 buttons centered above the nose for the eyes. And he's all done. Now let's make the bunny. We're going to need an H hook, green yarn, and then whichever color you want for the top part of the bunny, and I use lavender. Now, the bunny pattern and the chick pattern are almost exactly the same, and they are up until step number 23. So if you want to go back and watch the chick video up until you get to that point, and then continue on. All right, so we are ready for step number 24. We should have 11 stitches. We're going to chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet 9. And this gives us 10 stitches, and I needed an even number to work our ears. For the first ear, we're going to chain 1, turn, single crochet in the same stitch, and then single crochet in the next 4. So we're only working the first 5 stitches. We're going to leave the next 5 empty, and those will be where the second ear will be started. And chain 1, turn, and then single crochet in each of those stitches across. Okay, step number 27, we're going to chain 1, turn, work 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and then single crochet in each stitch across. Okay, you can follow along with your pattern and the video to do the following steps. You're going to work this ear through step number 36. Okay, our first ear is finished. We're ready for the second ear. We're going to attach our yarn to that first stitch at the right on that remaining row from the top of the head, and we're going to chain one, single crochet in that same stitch, and then single crochet in each of the next stitches that are left there. So you have a total of 5 stitches here. And then you're going to repeat steps 26 through 36 from that first ear. Now for the bunny's face, I did it the same way as the chick, but I used pink yarn and a yarn needle to do his nose and the little strip for his mouth, and then a sewing needle and black thread to sew the buttons on for his eyes. I hope you have enjoyed these 2 washcloths. They've been really fun to make, and I hope you will share them online so that we can see them too. Thanks for crocheting with me.